Okay, reception. So telephone etiquette, you know telephone etiquette? Telephone etiquette. Telephone etiquette means you try to what? Receive and answer, okay, and try to respond like in a timely manner, and also give priority to the calls. Okay, for example, what is the first thing that you do when you get into the office? When you to get into, let's say you go to the office, let's say 8 a.m. in the morning. What's the first thing that?
Greet the patient.
Okay, before greeting the patient.
Good morning. May I help you?
Okay, before good morning.
How can I help you?
No, first you have to open the door.
Yeah.
May I come in?
No, first, let's say the facility you get in, you have to open the door, the medical office.
Okay. Oh, open the door.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay?
Okay.
So it can be with key or with, okay, some security system. Okay, it depends. That's one. What's the second thing that you do after you open?
Big smile.
Huh? No, when you open, there is no one inside. If you can smile for anyone. What? Turn on the light. Okay. Then what is the third thing that you need to do?
Arrange the table like the.
Okay, arrange the table.
Yeah, arrange the table.
Before that.
On the computers and.
Before that, check for the voice message.
Oh, check.
If anything is left in the voice message, okay? Okay, that's after that you can go to do anything, okay? So that means the first thing is what? Check the voice message. So there can be, for example, message left for different reasons. One, a mom, she might call for a sick child, baby, okay? Or a patient might call for drug medication refill, okay? Some for any other thing. So that means you have to give priority for that to answer. Some may maybe answer later, some may need like emergency response. Okay. After telephone etiquette, then you go for what? Cleaning the exam room. Okay. You need to clean the exam room. Clean the exam room means what? You have to clean all the materials that you have, all the equipments, and all the room. That means you have to clean for the. And that one, I will show you a video on cleaning exam room. Okay.
Exam rooms get a lot of use to care for patients who may or may not have infections or pathogens. To prevent spreading germs between patients or to healthcare providers, we need to make sure the room is clean between patients, even when we do not know what types of germs they may carry. Ambulatory care clinics are very busy, and rooms are needed fast. However, if we don't do the right cleaning, we leave behind germs and pathogens that can be
I don't know what's wrong. There looks to be connection problem. Okay, this maybe we'll see later when. Okay. Okay. Anyway, we divide it into what? Two: administrative and clinical. Okay. So administrative are medical records, or the reception, telephone etiquette, billing and coding, okay, and correspondence. Yeah, that means you have to send what? Papers, letters to, okay, inquiries. And clinical will be what? More of vital signs, and then medications, prescribing medications. And injections, and like blood draw, some lab tests, some these lab tests, they are called waiver tests. Some simple tests that you can do them. And also explaining like clinical procedures. So all the workplaces should be what? It should be sanitized. Why? Because there are always what? Bacteria, like what? Germs, okay? Viruses, it can be parasites, protozoas, okay? There are, okay, unexpected organisms only. For example, hepatitis B can be in the blood, okay, or in secretions. There can be some organisms, so it should be disinfected. Unless it's disinfected, then it can, okay, be transferred to the patients. Okay, so that will lead to not good condition. So all workplaces should always be disinfected. So the other thing is what we call communication. That's one of the administrative part. That means when you work okay, that means you need to have what? A communication skill. Communication skill. So it's one part of professionalism. Okay? As a professional, you need to have what? A communication skill. So let's discuss who are professionals. Who is a professional? So who is a professional? Who can define professionalism or professionals? Who can define who is a professional? Who can define like professionalism? Or for example, if you are a healthcare professional, what does it mean to you?
Professionalism is basically dealing with working based on rules and regulations, working on standards.
Okay, yeah. Working standard. Which kind of standard? That means the healthcare industry has its own standard. Okay, let's say if you are an engineer, the engineering industry has its own what? Its own standard, and you follow that standard, you follow that rule. Okay, so if you are a healthcare professional, then the healthcare industry has what? Its own what? Its own standard. Okay, that means you have to follow that. So in general, we can just, for example, here we are calibrating you. That means we are calibrating you, what? So that you will be a healthcare what? Professional. Well, that's why you are here in the school, yeah? Before you are coming out of the school, you have to, what? Either upload or download. You have to download all the skills that you need to gain. And it should be inside of you, yeah? Then when you go out, then you are capable of what? Doing, okay, what you are expected to do as a medical assistant. Okay? Otherwise, you just from your home, oh, let me be a medical assistant. You can't be like that. Yes? You should be calibrated. You know calibration? You give like a standard to something. Okay? So here what we do is that we are calibrating you so that you fit that standard in the field. Okay? So this is done usually by two things. One, you get a hard skill and you have usually a soft skill. So that's how we usually when you are a professional, that means you have that burden to solve that solution or to give a solution for what, a certain problem. Okay, maybe you are the only one to give a solution for that, because the other one cannot give a solution, yes? Because they are not trained on that, or they are not skilled of that, yes? If you are asking, let's say, a woodman or mechanic or someone to take vital signs, can he do that?
No.
No. Okay? If there is a sick person, you are the one who is going to respond, yes? Not the other one. So that means usually professional, they will be burdened, they have the burden of, okay, what they are trying to pursue. So usually we have these two skills. We have hard skill, soft skill. So hard skill means the skill that you acquire, okay, as a professional. Like here, for example, okay, when you draw blood, you are learning drawing blood, yes? That means you are acquiring what? What kind of skill? Hard skill. You know, a computer has two things, yes? What are they? Hardware and software. Can it work without that?
No.
No. If one is missing, the hardware only, no, it cannot do anything. What about if you don't have the hardware and you have the software? No. Okay? It's easy to think like that. Okay, hardware, and so both of them should be together. So we have the hardware here. I have to install it or load it with software so that I can work now. I can write. I can do it because of software. Okay. So that is what we call a hard skill. So hard skill is a hard skill and a soft skill. So the hard skill is something that you learn here to be equipped with that. That's called a hard skill. Soft skill is what? You might be able to get it from your own nature, from your society, from community, from your families, or from your workplaces. But that is what? Soft skill is what? The behavior, how you behave. Okay? But I can't give you behavior, yes? I can't behave you, hey, George, behave like this. I can't pinch him like this to behave, yeah? Huh? Okay? So that means the behavior is something that you have it inside. There is one saying, people they are hired for hard skill, they will be fired for soft skill. Yeah. Usually when the employer or when the, okay, anyone, the hiring personnel, when he hires you, okay, he's looking only your hard skill. It's not the soft skill, because he doesn't know who you are. Okay, he knows your hard skill from your resume, from interview, from everything. He knows who you are, and he will hire you. Yes, but you have to show what? The soft skill while you are there. That means how you work with people. How is your patient care? Okay, how you are a team player, how you work with, how you are flexible, how you communicate. Okay, that will be demonstrated through time there. So if you are good on both your hard skill, or he's good, and how your soft skill is good, then the employer will maintain you there. Yes, they will maintain you. So that's why we can grade professionals, or we can, okay, with these two skills, hard skill and soft skill. So one part of this is what we call communication. Okay. So communication needs what? An active listening, what's called an active listening. So active listening is part of professionalism. Okay, now what we are listing here, so let's say if there is a professional, how do you see is one with the skills, yes? The other thing, the communication skill. Okay, her eye contact, her grooming, her professional dressing, okay, and what posture, how she stands, or okay, all this what determine the professionalism. Yes, so active listening is very important. What does active listening mean?
To can comprehend,
Huh?
to gain comprehension,
Yes, to comprehend.
what the providers and the patient says.
Yes, okay.
You pay attention to what is being said.
Yes, to pay attention and to engage. Let's say, for example, if I'm just talking here and just you listen and you don't answer anything, that's what you are passive listeners.
Mm-hmm.
That means just you listen, that's it. But when you answer just like this, you are active listeners. Okay? That means with the patients, okay, they have to engage in your communication process. Yes, they have to engage in your communication process. That means they have to respond. You have to answer. You have to answer their questions if they have questions. Also, you have to ask them to check whether they got the point. What you want them to get. Let's say if you are teaching them how to inject insulin themselves, okay, then you ask them how they proceed or how they do it. Okay, so that kind of communication with active engagement is what we call active listening. Okay, and that's a very important part of communication. So another part of communication is also what we call body language. About body language. So what do you mean by body language?
To talk with eyes and hands to perform something good for a person.
Yes, that means without, or sometimes we call it as non-verbal language. So we have two kinds of verbal and non-verbal. Okay, but basically this is a non-verbal. Non-verbal language. Okay, so we have two kinds: verbal communication, verbal language, and then non-verbal. Non-verbal is when you talk with, okay, I mean verbal. Non-verbal, you don't talk, but you show with some signs. So, are they important? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Because sometimes your things, okay, they might give some sign or something to the patients. Yes? So that's very important. Yes? So that we have to be careful what we are, like we are giving as a sign language. And also we have to be careful what we are talking between the staffs. Okay, it should always remain what? Professional. Okay? For example, when you show something or when you, okay, then the patient might think, oh, they are talking about me or about, okay? You don't know that. Yes? So that's very important. So according to this, communication has 4 parts. 4 or 5 parts of communication. 1, there should be a sender. Yes, there should be what? A message. There should be what? A receiver. And there should be what? What we call a feedback. So this is what we call communication loop. Communication loop. Okay? Here, can you see? Sender, that is the sender is the one that has a message, okay? Okay, the sender will have idea and creates that idea or any message, okay? And the receiver is the one that takes that what? Message and creates the meaning. Sometimes you can give a different meaning than what the sender is thinking. And then when you give feedback, can be direct or indirect feedback, then that's called a feedback. Okay, that means when you answer, let's say, question, that's what the feedback. Okay, so these are parts of the communication loop. Do you want this one? I can print it out for you if you want it. Huh? It's easy, it shows how many here? 5. So always, as a part of communication, you have to what? You have to teach patients, you have to instruct patients, okay, you have to what? Show some concern. Okay, that's why we have some things which is called sympathy and empathy. What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? When you sympathize, what does it mean? Just you show the compassionate, you will be compassionate. Okay? Let's say a patient tells you, oh, my husband, he passed away a month back. What are you going to say?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. That's compassionate. Okay? So it will lead you to what we call professional burnout. That means you're compassionate. But empathy means you show concern rather than. I have my 3 C's. I call them 3 C's. Compassion, concern, commission. Yeah. Concern means what? That means you are instead of the patient. Instead of the patient. It means you try to feel what the patient is feeling. Okay? You try to feel it, really. So when you try to be commissioned to the patient, that means you try to what? Do whatever things that you can do for the patient to help the patient.